It is time to make the noise to summon the stream. Greetings, dear viewers. I'm Coil Quickcard, and welcome back to the RPG Maker Project. Hello, Light. Hello, anybody else who's out there. Alright, so today we are going to be continuing building the Community RPG Maker Project. I'm going to go over what we put in last time. But first, we're going to put the first of our two mid-underwater tunnel events into this. We're going to be like, do I just have a random variable for random checks? Not one that isn't set. Alright, we're just going to... We're just going to create one. We're just going to call it a floating variable, just so we can use it for basically whatever. And we're just going to set it to a number between 1 and 2. Then if that variable is... Nope, those are switches. I need variables. If the floating variable is equal to 1... Then, I do not remember... There we go. Do not remember the name we had for the face we had for this character. It'll be like... I'm going to count the fishies to pass the time. 1, 2, 3... Actually, for the sake of consistency, we're going to actually use numerals. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Then we are going to take this floating variable again, and we are going to set it to a number between 10 and 100. Then we're going to have another line of dialogue, which is going to be like... where is my copy? There it is. And this is variable 26. There we go. Be like, that's a lot of fishies. Okay, so that should work. There is our first event. And we're just going to throw a second one on here. And then at the end of each of these events, we need to set the floating variable equal to 0, so that it does not accidentally trigger other events. Okay. So that is the first event where we... Let's see, where is it? Where we count the fishies. So in this one, we will have Malter. Lighting is so bad down here. Why don't they put more lights in the tunnel? And our driver says... Oh, they used to. But it really agitates the giant, horrible sea monsters. And then Malter will just respond with saying nothing. Okay. So there's our common events. Now let's actually show off the stuff that we built last stream. Ignore this person, they're not important. So, on the last stream, on the stream before last, we built, like, this island area. And then on the last stream, we built some of the interiors to access it. So, you're able to come here to this beachside tunnel. I need to fix that roof. And we still haven't put our NPCs in here, but you come in here, you go down here. And then the shuttle takes you through an underwater tunnel to the next area of the game. And when you go through it, there will be a random event which triggers. Hello, Guy's Adventure. Welcome to the stream. I don't believe I've seen you in here before, so it is a pleasure to have you. So, as you're going through the tunnel, it will also trigger a random event. Basically, this is just going to be for flavor. So, here's our first random event. I'm going to count the fishies to pass the time. 1, 2, 3, 22. That's a lot of fishies. That worked exactly as intended. I'll be here anytime you want to cross the ocean. Please indulge me for a minute. I'm going to make sure that the other event also comes up and works like it's supposed to. We were able to time this whole thing to make it look so good. Like Persona 5 when driving. At some point, I really need to play a Persona game. I know I would love them. I know I'd get super into them. It's one of those things that I haven't touched, not because... Oh, perfect. Okay, the other event works. It's one of those things I haven't touched yet, not because I don't think I'll like it, but because I'm genuinely concerned that I will like it so much that it will start to consume a significant chunk of my time. They used to, but it really agitates the giant, horrible sea monsters. Good. Randomly talk when you're driving. There's hours of dialogue. I love that sort of stuff. I love that kind of flavor. Okay, so we built that. This is the other side of the tunnel that leads into Wallacia. And we did some more basic work on Wallacia. As you can see, there's still a lot that needs to be done. And, of course, this pairs well with the bits of the town that we had designed on an even earlier stream, including the temple, some shops, the nice little graveyard. So that's all working. Anyway, Gaia, to give you a proper greeting, this is a community project. I take suggestions from my viewers and commenters or anyone on the Discord, literally anyone who finds some way to communicate a suggestion, and I try to build a game with those suggestions. And so far, it's actually been going very well. Another thing I've been doing in between episodes is I have been designing another minigame. This takes to the testing area. So, it's not fully functional yet. But basically, the idea is that this is a minigame where Ryu is flying up the spire. And there's different stages. It gets faster and faster. It starts here on a blue sunny sky. It goes to more of a sunset, then it goes into space, and the enemies start moving faster, the screen starts to scroll faster, and you just have to keep dodging these things until you get hit 3 times. It really doesn't quite work yet. Mostly because I can't get the damn collision to function properly. But I at least figured out how to make it actually look like you have 3 lives. These are literally events. This is not interface. These are 3 actors, 3 events that I put up here to just look like a dragon, to indicate your lives. And I successfully figured out how to make it so that the game ends properly. And then for now it just teleports you somewhere random. You know how to do that? It's been an absolute pain in the ass to troubleshoot. And the main reason that it's been such an absolute pain is because I have this line of invisible but solid events to block the player's movement so that they're only able to move horizontally. But in order for these things to move past them, they have to have the through, which disables their collision. So they're currently working by turning off their collision to pass here, and then turning on their collision again when they leave. But it's not causing static impacts to work. Like, if you're moving and bump into them, it's fairly consistent. But if you're just sitting here and one passes you, it's not really working. I've been experimenting with a different method over on this one. We'll just wait for this one to spawn. I think this one actually might work on contact now. We just have to wait for the random pattern generator to activate slot 1. Okay, for some reason that didn't even remove a life, but... I mean, that one worked. The slot number 1 reset properly. I don't even know that yet. I really want to see if slot 1 resets properly. It generally tries to pick 8 active slots at every round. And I did figure out a random, like a random method to make that work. Yes, for the enemies, set an X and Y variable for each enemy's location. That is exactly what I thought to try. And that's actually the way that the current impact detection works. Basically, the player is always going to be at a height of 9. And then the enemies are always going to be on a variable X, but they're going to impact when the enemies hit 9. So the first thing it's doing when impact detection is running is it is first setting a variable equal to the X of the player. So the player's horizontal. And then it is also setting the impact player Y to check the Y coordinate of each individual one. And then it checks to see if the obstacle is at that height level. And then if the player is at that X coordinate, then it triggers the damage. It triggers the life loss. The thing is, it's not functioning unless the player is moving. Although, impact detection, like, what is activating impact detection? Is impact detection 89? Yeah, impact detection is 89. What if I just turned on the switch for impact detection constantly? And then we remove the impact detection from the impact detection for this. The problem with keeping it always on, though, is that I do have to disable it Because the way that these reset is that they just turn invisible and move back to the top of the screen really quickly. So that means that potentially the impact could occur against things that are actually invisible and just trying to reset. Unless there's a move event command. I mean, there is a move event, I'm pretty sure. But I can't access through the routes. So I would have to detect when every route is turned off. Which one is 93? Okay, that's for the obstacles being active. Where's the resetter? This is the obstacle generation. I could set event movement here. Yeah, this would absolutely work, Gaia. This will absolutely work. Instead of having these things set to yeah, and instead of having these things move to reset their position, I could just have it reset all event positions at the start of each pattern generation. And as long as I disable their switches and then turn their switches back on, then they should continue to resume their normal movement and then turn transparent like they're supposed to. And then I could just add a transparent off up at the top instead of at the bottom. This is absolutely doable. Okay. I'm not actually going to do that this stream because realistically this is probably close to 2 hours of work in debugging right here. But I'm going to make the notes. Adjustments to tower climb. Okay. Turn off all impact detection. No, not turn off. We specifically need to delete them. We need to delete all impact detection switch modifiers in obstacles routes. Then move transparent off to the top of their route list and delete the self-resetting movement. Delete the self-resetting movement. Delete the through manipulations because those are no longer necessary. Change the pattern reset event to relocate every obstacle back to its starting position. And then I need to specifically reset obstacle 1, which I've been using for troubleshooting. Okay. So that is how I make tower climb work. Anyway, yeah, that's another minigame. Gaia, would you like to see the last minigame I built? Because I built a previous minigame in here. And I'd be happy to show that before I go into going back to actually building new stuff in Wallacia. We're just going to go to the tundra. Oh, and by the way, you can play all that we've built so far. I mean, you know, except for like the brand newest stuff. I have this all on itch.io, so it is publicly available. And if you want to be involved in this project in the future, please comments. Like, drop comments, talk in chat. I've got a page on the Discord dedicated specifically to the RPG Maker project. It seems like you have your own familiarity with the engine, and I'm always happy to take suggestions from anyone. But having suggestions from people who already are familiar with the ins and outs of the engine helps me continue to push it even further. Alright, anyway, let's show this. Well, hello there, you fine folks. Have you come to try your hand at Monster Ball? It's 50 bottle caps for a game. Monsters will appear in the area above us. Snowballs will appear on the counter near you. Your job is to hit those monsters with the snowballs. The big plant monster is worth 1 point. Goblins, skeletons, and slimes are worth 3. The demon is worth 5. If you hit nothing, you lose 1 point. Score big and win a prize. Care to try? It's 50 bottle caps for a game. Absolutely. Oh. Ah. Come on. Reset. Damn it. Missed. Aw, oh, damn it. This guy. Ah, I didn't get any hits on him. Demon should be resetting soon. Here we go. Why is his collision not working? Or am I just barely missing the windows? Alright, fine. We're gonna go mouse. Okay. Okay, his collision is working. It's just a little bit... Well, just a little bit jank, but that's okay. You can't make something like this in RPG Maker without it being a little jank. There's 78 points. More than 70 points. That was an amazing performance. Here, you've won yourself a set of crafting items. Alright, we got bubbling water, a flavor packet, candied crystals, and a B-side level 1 and bottle cap ore level 1. Alright, so that's the other minigame that I had built. I'm very proud of that. It's very difficult to build stuff like that properly. Let's drop... Nah. Yeah, but I've done that a lot before. Ooh. Okay, this sounds nice and... This sounds nice. I closed my notes again. I am a compulsive window closer. Alright, so we proof of concept the mid-tunnel events. That's good. I am also, not on this stream, but I am going to be making changes to the crafting interface. Mostly because I learned... What is that? 13... Nah, we'll just set this to... Crafting ID 1, Crafting ID 2. I'm just making like a quick proof of concept. But basically we can adjust the crafting system, which currently is very complicated in a lot of different ways and uses a bizarre interface that I built out of a map. It is actually possible to just create a window where you can select items. So, ideally, we're going to get the crafting system to the point where we'd just, like, select 1 bubbling water, 1 flavor packet, and then it would make you a thing. So, the first thing that would happen when you select those is it would first check if the variable crafting ID 1 is greater than or equal to 80. And the reason I'm checking that is because all of my crafting materials are going to be here in the slots between item slot 80 and item slot 100. So first we're just making sure that the selected item is somewhere between 80 and 100. I also needed to check, can you just cancel out of an item selection window? Otherwise, I have to put a safety here to prevent soft walking. Yes, you can. Okay, it is possible to just completely back out of that. Good. So if the crafting ID is greater than 80, but also if it is less than or equal to 100, so greater than or equal to 80, less than or equal to 100, we do need else branches where it's just going to be like you can only craft... okay. You can only craft with materials. All material... any item marked by an asterisk can be used in crafting. I did try to play around with this. I tried to create a system where where it would have you select items from different categories. Like maybe from key items or hidden item, you know, like a different type of inventory slot. And then, you know, set the crafting materials to appear as that kind of an item. The problem, like if I selected key items, and this was very annoying, and we'll just say flavor packets are key items now. The problem I ran into with this system is a small problem, but a very insurmountable one. It still lets you select an item like normal, but it does not tell you how many of that item are in your inventory. It only displays the number of an item you are holding if you're drawing from the regular items category, which unfortunately is where like all your consumables and stuff would be. I looked for any way to get around that. I looked for plugins that would help me get around that, and I could not find anything. Like, right now there are 5 flavor packets in my inventory. You wouldn't know it. And I don't think it's a good idea to have a crafting interface that's not telling you how many of an item you have. So instead, we're just going to have them all be in the regular item category, and we're just going to put an asterisk in front of all their names, so that if you are actually in the inventory menu, it'll be very, very obvious, like, which ones are crafting materials. I think this is also going to greatly simplify the numerical code system that I have been using for the purposes of determining which things you have actually selected. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So now if you select something that is not a crafting material, it should tell you, oh, you have to select a crafting material. So if I select, say, crude soda, you can only craft with materials. Any item marked by an asterisk can be used in crafting. And yes, it's very immediately visually clear what you can use. Honestly, it's probably worth adjusting their icons as well. Like, if I could get all of them into... yeah, I could probably just use, like, purple icons for these. Is there anything else I'm using purple icons for as far as items go. The key items, yes, that I already knew. We can just switch these back to these. It's not going to disrupt anything to have the dragon gems just have a different color background. But if I could have a visual consistency... that would help, I think. Alright, so let's try to make all of these into purples. So first one, bubbling water. Whatever, you are bubbling water now. Flavor packets. You are a flavor packet now. Candied crystals. You are a candied crystal now. Beast hide. Perfect. Bottle cap ore. Perfect. Alright, crafting materials have now been more aligned with each other. So that works. Now, once we have selected all this, so I drive for a living. I work as a delivery driver for automotive parts. So I have a lot of hours that my brain is just idle. And a lot of the more complicated events you see in my game are things that I started to brainstorm while driving. As I was driving, I realized an issue with my new idea for a crafting system. That issue is that the order would now matter. For instance, like, if you select bubbling water and candied crystals, the way that it currently works to identify your combination is that it takes a numerical value associated with those, it adds them together to create a total value, and then it crafts the item based on that value. So, like, a value of 6 is going to create an ice-cold Pepsi. So it doesn't matter if the first ingredient you pick is candied crystal or the bubbling water, they're still going to make a sum of 6. Unfortunately, doing it that way, when I'm drawing from item IDs, is not going to function. And the reason for that is that there are multiple combinations of these that could end up with the same sum. For instance, a bubbling water plus a beast hide. That's a variable of 80, a variable of 90. It would come up with if you just summed them together, 170. But you could also take 81 and 89, and you would also come up with 170. So the numerical ID system for the crafting is going to have to go. I can work around that. It's just a thing. But I also need to... So, I mean, I can do a check. Like, I can just run a check where it's like, oh, is the first crafting ID 80? And then just check if the second one is every possible combination that rolls off of 80. That I can do. But that also means I would have to run 2 for everything. Like, I would need a check specifically for bubbling water plus candied crystals, but I would also need a separate check for candied crystals and bubbling water. The order would now matter. So, what I realized I could do to fix that is I can do another check where if crafting ID 2 is less than crafting ID 1, then before I do this, I can add in... There's a whole bunch of stuff I thought about how to fix that guy up, but what I realized I can do is I can have it check and always make the smaller number crafting ID 1, and the larger number always be crafting ID 2. And that way I will not have to run 2 combinations for every pair. I won't have to run 2 events for every pair. So if crafting ID 2 is smaller than crafting ID 1, but not equal to, there's no reason to apply a thing if crafting ID 2 and 1 are the same. But if crafting ID 2 is equal to crafting ID 1, then we can set our floating variable equal to crafting ID 1. No, wait, that doesn't need to be a conditional. This is just a variable. We set floating variable equal to crafting ID 1. Then we set crafting ID 1 equal to crafting ID 2. And then we set crafting ID 2 equal to crafting ID 1. So, if the second ingredient you pick has a higher value, it will automatically swap them so that the smaller number is always lower. This is going to prevent me having to make 2 checks for every possible combination. And we will make that check after both crafting ID 1 and crafting ID 2 have been selected. So we run another check here. If crafting ID 1 is greater than 80 and less than 20, only under that condition do we move forward, because it's already set the crafting ID variable equal at this stage. So we can just copy this event and put it here. Okay. But I'm not going to keep troubleshooting that. The point is I have an idea for the proof of concept. Because basically at this point we just adjust the crafting interface logic. So instead of doing these checks where if crafting value equal to blank, instead we'll be saying, oh, if crafting ID is equal to 80, then it'll run a check, well, is crafting ID 2 equal to 80, 81, 82, 83, and so on and so on and so on and so on and so on. It's a long process, but it will work. And it's going to let us greatly simplify the entire crafting process. So that was my second thing. Now that we've got a good half a dozen people here, we need a new character. So I've decided that in Wallacia, you're going to get another character to join your party. And we are going to go with... My basic idea is a paladin. And that is as far as I have taken my idea. So, we need some kind of a character who is good to fight against the undead, and who is going to be a permanent party member. They're going to be our first permanent fourth. So, let's design a character. Do we want it to be a man, a woman, or a child? What should we do? Gaia votes for a pretty girl. All right, then without any opposing votes here, it is now a pretty girl. So what should our pretty girl look like? What should our pretty girl paladin look like? Let's just focus on the face first. I mean, we could give her blue skin if that helps. Or, reddish skin. Or an albino. all sorts of options we can have. But yeah, face shape, the front part of the hair, the back part of the hair. We can go normal or elf ears, eyes, eye color, eyebrows, hair color, nose, mouth. I don't know, just anybody in chat, just start throwing out ideas for what we should do with this paladin. Or I could just hit randomize until you all see something you like. That is another possibility. Tanned a bit, because she's outside a lot. Brown hair, we can do that. There we go, that's more of a good brown. Okay. Hold on. For the purposes of designing the character, we're going to remove all the headwear first, just so we can work with it. Okay, how about age? We've got a couple basic details. What are we thinking for age? Currently our party consists of like I don't know, 30-something-year-old man, an old woman, and a dragon. Younger face, most paladins are in their 20s. Okay. So, younger face, less wrinkled. We could go with something very angular. I think I kind of like going with something kind of angular. If we're going for younger, those eyes just make me sad. We're going to have a number of different facial expressions. Just any details we can throw out for this character. We've got a youngerish paladin woman. Personality, backstory, powers, literally anything we can use to sort of guide this design process. Anything we could use to sort of intuit what they look like, what they've been there. Larger eyes, go for an innocent look. Okay. We can definitely go for, like, wide-eyed, optimistic, very, like, full of life. Ooh. I think I like that one. I think this looks good. We could do something with the eyes. The one thing we do know is that this is a paladin who has lived in the city of Wallacia. So they know their life as having been in constant battle, like against the undead. They think themselves like a very holy warrior, virtuous. So if we're going for that, maybe something more monk-like, something... I feel like a more conservative hairstyle probably fits that best. Something very... That kind of works. That still gives like a bit of a ponytail. This is about the shortest we can do. Ooh. Okay, this might work. This might work. Go for something very not necessarily ascetic, but definitely something that's more conservative, something that's more reserved, something that, demonstrates like control, focus, discipline. We could just go for something like that. I can't really just go for like a tonsure or anything. It's hard to find the right kind of brown, I think. This one feels like it has a weird sheen to it to me. But this one's a lot closer to like a red hair. I don't know. I'll have to decide on that. I think I like this. I think I like this for a haircut. We definitely need a different mouth. So we're gonna have like different styles of expression that I can use in the faces. So this is really just like their default look. So their default look. This is where we're really getting into the area of personality. Like, because a person for whom this is a default look is a very different type of person than for someone for whom this is a default look, you know? This is all about impression. We can also go with, you know, this little mouth here if we want something like a little more playful. Maybe if we want to go like a little more maybe a little more ditzy with it. We can go for more serious. We can lean into sort of a youthful beauty aspect. There's a lot of different directions we can take it at this point. I also need like a good nose. Let's see. Yeah, I think that works. We'll move the nose up a little bit. The eyes, we're going to shift ever so slightly. Thinking no makeup or jewelry, naturally beautiful, doesn't need that stuff. Okay. All right. So we're going for. All right. Some eyebrows. Again, this is just sort of to match like that more conservative. Are we thinking more something along the lines of like a kind of natural beauty that doesn't really know its own beauty, or are we thinking someone who is simply not concerned with that and simply has placed duty as a higher virtue? Let's see. That looks a little wide to me. Okay, so we're going for kind of like the more naive approach. Okay, so we've got this pretty warrior monk who doesn't really know she's pretty. She hasn't really been in circumstances where she has been approached and interacted with in this fashion. Okay. In that case, I kind of like this one. Set it a little lower on the face. A little bit over. I think I like that. I think I like that. Like, it's not really a frown. It is a neutral face, but it's an ever so slightly more an ever so slightly more somber neutral face. I like that. Facial marks. We can add mole, a dot, bandage, like some makeup, a third eye, whiskers. We could throw some cat ears on her if for some reason we wanted that. I mean, I have established that beast people exist in this world. I just haven't really shown any in towns or anything. Probably best to stick with a more human design at this point. We could put glasses on her, or a monocle. Also thinking some kind of headgear, but I want it to be subtle rather than ostentatious. Or we could just go all in with a helmet. Honestly, I kind of like this like cord. She's not gonna be for earrings unless they were specifically like religious importance. Probably not on the ribbon. Definitely not veil. Oh, a gem? I mean, that could be like a sign of rank, maybe. She could be dealing with COVID. She could be dealing with COVID, but is cooler about it. Yeah, I kind of like that helmet as well. I think that looks good. It's a bit more reserved. So let's think about let's think about like actual clothing now. So definitely armor. This person is a soldier. This person is a fighter. They're gonna be out there with, like ready for actual combat. I don't want it to be without style, but at the same time, it's definitely. I don't know. I mean, I guess we could go for something that's a little more decorative or ceremonial as far as armor goes. Or we could just go for something like this and be focusing on like pure practicality. We're really just looking at the design for now. The colors we can all adjust. So we're just looking. I think I like that design. Um. This is definitely more of like a heavy armor style. I I'm really drawn to this one. It is armor, but it's a little more reserved. When it comes to matching the helmet, honestly, it's all just going to be about colors. There isn't really like a specific armor that by default is designed to go with that helmet. We could really make it work with anything. It's just a matter of the colors. I think this one might not quite have enough bulk on it, though. Like, this one just immediately has more bulk to it. This, though, is a nice, very good traditional piece. I really like this for the sprite. My problem is that when we get to the actual, like, to the face sprite, that it just shows like it's showing an unnecessary amount of skin. And it very explicitly has an exposed neck, which is not something you'd ever want from a practical armor. I feel like this one is the best we can do for something that's like a very practical suit of armor. I think this works. What are we thinking for colors? We can go without a cape. Yeah, let's think about the colors right now. First color is basically just for like the under part. Second color, okay, there's like the actual like armor bits. And this is basically highlights, okay. And then for this accessory, yeah, we can basically get it to match whatever we want. So, silver armor, pink trim. Okay. Silver. So there, that's our silver. What do you think about that? Does that work for you? Okay. This is a fully armored person. This is a person ready to go out into battle and to fight. But at the same time, it works well to highlight femininity, I think. I think this goes really well with femininity. If this is the design we'll go for, then we'll go with the more chestnut colored hair. And for the eyes, we want that to contrast, I think. I kind of like the blue. I think that might be it. The blue contrasts well. Yeah, I think we're going to have to go with the green, the blue, or the yellow. Something very bright. I was thinking she was given standard silver armor, but she found some pink paint, wanted to make her armor cuter. See, that works. I like that. I think this looks great. Oh. What if we tried the darker? No, it genuinely loses something if it's not the pink. Yeah. Yeah, I think that works. Brown eyes, you think? Um, this is about the best we could do with brown eyes. I don't know. What do you think? What does chat think for the eye color? Dark gray. I feel like that loses some vibrancy though. But maybe that vibrancy away from her is something that we want. Like, so far, all we really have is a face and a body, in a very, very general sense of, like, a profession. We still don't know too much about this person as an individual. I just feel like there's a lot of personality difference between eyes like that and eyes like that. So I have to say though, I love this outfit. This looks so good. Blue is pretty. I really think I have to go with the blue. And that leaves one more thing before we move on to making different expressions. All right, this is important. Gaia, you are about to influence the direction of this game in a major way. Or anyone else in chat who snipes it first. We need a name for our new paladin. Who is going to be joining this party? Elena? Alright, Elena it is. Then we are going to save the settings for Elena base. And we are going to start putting these out here. And I'm going to start renaming these PC just so they're easier to find. Okay. So now we're going to work on different faces and mouth combinations. So we need one... just like, okay, like big open mouth for shock. What? No. Okay, this is like stunned silence. Nah, screw the PC. I'll know where to find Elena. They're all like alphabetical order anyway. Okay. So there's our next one. Alright, our next expression. We're going to just go for something angry. Her quirk could be she's just completely honest. She will not lie even if she hurts people's feelings. Just wholesome, innocent, brutal honesty. I like that. Okay, we have a primary personality quirk for Elena. She is just always honest. Okay, so here's like more of like almost a predatory grin. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Okay. We want faces that can be used for different scenarios. So here we have neutral, we have shocked, surprised, we have almost more like predatory, but it can also be like, sneering, it can be uncertain. That works really well. Let's find a pouty face. Okay. Go for the pouty. So these were the default eyes. Okay, I like that. That expression just makes me laugh. Oh, that one's fun. That one's really fun. Okay. I like that. Okay, let's do at least a couple more. I can always come back and design more. Let's go with like just like the ditzy face. Okay, yeah, that's cute, wholesome, innocent face right there. And let's go for like one that's just like very upset. Um okay. Yeah, that's an upset face right there. Okay, there we go. This These are the faces of our new paladin, Elena. I love it. We have her base appearance saved, and now we need her character. So we save her walking character, and we take her damaged. Put that there as well. And we also need her battler. Okay. All right, there we go. That is Elena. Now, let's actually build the character. We have Elena, neutral face, character, side view battler. Okay, now as far as classes go, so this was our old lady class. So we're gonna go for something that's like a bit more above that. We're going with the paladin. She's got a lot of HP. Not as much as our dragon, but she's got good HP. We can run low on her MP and just have like cheaper attacks. High attack. Let's go a little lower than that. Defense. Oh, you're thinking weak in attack. Okay, so weak offenses, but great defenses. Okay. All right, we can do that. Defenses are just super high. Magic defenses super high. Low agility. Okay, how about luck? How lucky is Elena? Crazy high luck. Okay. We're going to take the highest curve we can get. All right, here are our stats for Elena the Paladin. So I know one of the types of armor she's going to wear is cap mail. Cap mail armor, cap mail helmets. She can use shields. She can use accessories. She can use general. What should her skill be called? We can just call it skill for now. We can always change that. We're going to have her use sword and shield. She's going to use skills. Okay. Paladin. And we'll start putting her skills here, I guess. Okay, I don't know what these are yet, but among her abilities are Righteous Slash, Justice Punch. Oh, go for Chance. We could have a character where a lot of her abilities have a chance to have additional effects. We could make her like kind of like defensive focused, but also very much like about luck. That would be really cool. As far as her armor, we can start her out in cap mail. We're going to need shields. Let's see. Where's actual, like, stuff here? Okay, we're going to start a shield pile here. So this is a shield. What are the stats? So she's running 5 from the cap mail, 10 from the vest. We could just have her in steel from the very start. And combine that with a steel shield and a steel sword. Whoop. Gotta respond to a text real quick. There we go. Okay. Okay, this is going to be a fine shield. Fine shield formed from well-refined steel. Okay. And we're going to have this be 500. And there's a good icon for that. Armor type, shield. Equipment type, offhand. Okay. So when she joins, she's going to be very, very well equipped. Absolutely ready to just kick the crap out of people. And now we need to make a weapon category for swords. So this is the latest dagger. This is the latest gun. We're going to work off of here. There we go. And this is just going to be a steel sword, which is quite expensive. We're just going to put the attack at 26. It attacks with a slash. It is a sword type weapon. A fine sword made from well-refined steel. Okay. So when Elena joins, she's just decked out in steel. She's ready to go. She is very powerful. She will join at level... I don't know. What the hell level are we even at right now? Okay. We're all at like 8. That's fine. So Elena can join at level 10. Okay, now I'll finally read what you said, Gaia. How about half her defense, but give her an exclusive buff that doubles her defenses? So she's really weak. Praying to the Lord doubles her defense stats for 3 turns. I'll have to think about that. That's definitely a possibility. As for her other powers, what exactly she does, how exactly she joins, we will figure that all out. Now, this was not looking particularly good, so I wanted to fix that. Where is the tower? Here it is. Okay. So we're going to put that there. And then all of that up on layer 4. And then on layer 3, we're going to finish the rest of this so that it actually looks proper. Look at that. Much better. Much better look for that. Perfect. I like the idea of the player looking at her going, wow, she's awful, and then she prays that her stats double, kind of like Lagos and Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. That's an interesting idea. That is interesting. That is really interesting. Yeah, I know exactly what you did. I didn't play exactly what you mean. I didn't play Path of Radiance, but I did play Radiance Dawn, so I am familiar with the Lagos. I think the Lagos' big battle scene was one of the best cutscenes on the system, honestly. Okay. I think we can play that into her introduction. I think we can make that part of her introduction, like the way she's introduced to the team. Like, she shows up, she doesn't seem all that impressive. And then she prays and basically gains, like, all of her power and all of her stats. So instead of giving her a permanent buff that makes her stronger, I think what I will do is when you first get her, add a temporary debuff to her that reduces her. That way I don't have to constantly worry about reapplying a stat boosting debuff. All I have to do is remove a debuff in her introduction. I think that's a more sustainable thing that's going to not create too many issues and later down the road. I actually played all of Fire Emblem Engage on my channel, including the DLC. 3 houses. I didn't play 3 houses on the channel, but I did play 3 hopes on the channel. That was actually tremendous fun. And, of course, I had a DS, so, you know. Fire Emblem Awakenings is just mandatory. I love this. I absolutely love this. This is perfect. Alright, let's get back into Wallacia. Remember to pray regularly, though. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but forcing a character to take a specific action at the start of each battle might be annoying. But I could make a buff. I would have to make sure it's got like a very visible icon on it. So that would be very obvious if it's on or off. I could just use like that. And just have it be something that lasts like a really long time. Hold on. Remove by damage, remove by walking. That way I could have a buff that would seemingly have an inconsistent length, but we could have it persist after battles. I think this is a really good idea. Yeah, and then later on she can just get like a buff where she has that effect active permanently. I like that. All right. We'll just call this like holy inspiration for now. We're not actually going to set its parameters, but we'll say that every time she takes damage, it has a 1 in 20 chance of falling off, and it will also fall off if you walk 500 steps. And then, yeah, holy inspiration wore off. That's enough for now. This is basically just a placeholder. But this I'll be able to come back to and look at and recognize like what's actually going on. I like that. I like that. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is work on some more interiors for Wallacia. One in particular, one thing that we really need is we need a Pepsi portation area for Wallacia. So this is the town of Chill up here. So there's like a path leading this way. And then we can put like a circular platform here. Yeah, just like that. So what are we using for Wallacia? We're using that. Okay. 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 There we go. That should be fine. Here is Wallacia. So we need the Pepsi portation system here. So this is going to be activated with Wall Orb Get. And in that instance... Ooh. Why didn't I go with this one? Okay. So I need to do a little bit of redecorating here. Just make this whole area a little bit bigger. Expand the brick areas a bit. Yeah. Oh. That feels right. That feels right. And triggers on the action button with a clear front gate. Okay. In that case, we actually do need to make this bigger. And this is to Pepsi port to Wallacia. And we'll adjust the rest of it after we actually have the Pepsi shop set up. So let's build the Wallacia Pepsi shop. And I know we had put Pepsi shop sign over here. This will be something else instead. This will just be like a place for booze. The Pepsi shop we will put here. And I want it to be fairly claustrophobic. So we want pretty limited height, pretty limited size inside. This is the Wallacia Pepsi shop. And you're going to teleport to this area. So we're running MV Town 2 at 20 and 80. So MV Town 2 at 20 and 80. Also with no BGS. Okay. Just like that. All right. we're going for a bit of a claustrophobic interior. That doesn't quite look good. That doesn't quite look good. That's okay. I think that's basically what I used before. That's fine. Do you have a magic user yet? Yes. So, our characters right now are, we've got... Why does he have Monster Breath? I don't know why Malter Might has Monster Breath. Ryu is a dragon who can shift into different dragon forms with different elemental powers and different elemental resistances. Thatcher is our primary magic character, and they learn different spells from scrolls. And Malter Might is our Pepsi Mancer, and the big thing with him is that he gets you a lot of money, and he can also spend a lot of money. He can increase the amount of money you're earning from battle. He can use up all his stamina to give you money. Or he can spend your money to throw it at enemies for unblockable, non-defensible damage. So that's basically what we got right now. There was also briefly a Space Marine who joined the team. But for obvious reasons, Quartus the Space Marine could not permanently join due to his somewhat high stats. Thinking of a little girl with absurdly high magical attack but is very squishy. That could work for a later game character, because we actually do have a little girl named Timmy, who's actually going to join the party eventually. Having Timmy be... I closed the window again. Having Timmy be a spellcaster is not something I had considered. That is an interesting idea. Where are my notes on Timmy? Timmy. Jimmy joins the party to take down a corrupt dad. Timmy is a squishy but potent magic user. Got it. Alright. So that is now integrated into a later character. Alright, so this is the Pepsi... This is the Pepsi shop. Can we go stone instead? That pattern just looks so... I don't know. Maybe when you're in there it'll look different. Look a little bit better. Okay. There we go. Now we need Pepsi. Okay. So we can have it look like that. What did I do when I built Chill for the Pepsi shop? Oh, I actually used, like, the dungeon set for that. Okay. Yeah, I can apply that to the interior. Do I have a Coca-Cola themed villain yet? Not yet. That is definitely something that is going to happen, but it hasn't quite happened yet. Okay, where are my dungeon tiles? Dungeon tiles, dungeon tiles. There we go, there's our dungeon tiles. Okay. Close our Act 1. So, the Wallacia Pepsi shop has a big magic circle on the floor over here, and this is where you enter the Pepsi realm. Which we can also just copy over. Okay. Okay, we're not going to need this first page. And it'll work when we have the wall orb self-switch off. Okay, that's fine. Did you see the 90s ads? A kid stuffed 2 cans of Pepsi to reach a Coke button on the vending machine. Oh, that's great. I don't actually know if I ever saw that one. Alright, we're gonna throw a few bottles on the counter. Just like that. Okay. Then we'll throw in a couple of casks. And let me think here. A globe over by the Pepsi portation grid. Just like a box behind the counter. Is there anything else I really need? Like a world map here, since that's a transportation system. Some tapestries on the wall. A pillar in the middle of the room that's holding as a support. Tiny window. Nah, that looks a little too... That doesn't quite work. Oh. Yeah, that works. Couple barrels, and there we go. We have a Pepsi shop. So we have another malter here. And I don't even know what number we're up to. We had Calterkite, Dalterdite, Falterfight. So I guess this would be Galtergite. Welcome to the shop. Folks need a good drink. At least I think Falter Fight was the last one I got to. Let's see. Yeah, that was Dalterdite. Yeah, I can't keep track of them all. With 2 cans of Coke to reach the Pepsi button. Coke sued? Oh my god. That's amazing. Okay. Shop processing. So you can buy bottles of Pepsi. You can buy Pepsi Monster. You can buy Diet Pepsi. I think those are the big 3. Yeah, that's the basic healing. That's stamina. That's an elixir. That's the revive. No, Crystal Pepsi. Okay. We need Crystal Pepsi. Video's called Ads Pepsi Vending Machine if you want to watch it. Thank you. Hold on, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna throw that on my watch later right now if, before I forget. Pepsi vending machine. Pepsi vending machine. There it is. And alright, it's in the watch later. Alright. So here is the Pepsi vendor. And here is going to be the Pepsi shop, which is accessed from here. And door. This looks like a fine enough door. And this will take you into the Wallacia Pepsi shop, facing up. Leaving the Pepsi shop, it's easy enough. Just walk through here. That goes out to Wallacia, facing south. Up on layer 2. We'll drop a blank space for walking in. And we need, like, some good windows. Okay, that works as a good window. That works as a good window. Okay, here is our first thing. It was because Coke outsold Pepsi that year, and that commercial was Pepsi's response. Damn. That is awesome. Okay, so now we can go back to the Pepsi realm because now we know where you're teleporting. So you are teleporting into the Wallacia Pepsi shop, and you are teleporting here, and you're going to be facing left. Okay. So now we just need 8 more copies of this event. But each one has to be a different part of this 9-part sprite. not that one. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay, and that one, and lastly that one. Okay, so that should function. And then the Pepsi shop, after you've gotten the orb, should teleport you here facing up. Okay. But first, would you like to try to repair the Pepsi portation? We'll just make it like this. Enter the Pepsi portation grid to attempt to repair it. And then yes, no. One step forward. Yes, that is all correct. Okay. So let's get a quick copy of the Pepsi Void. And use this as our starting point. Okay. So we're going to delete all of our other events. That's the exit, that's the orb. You can't delete from that menu. Got it. Okay. So here's the exit. Here is the orb. Here is one teleporter. Found the magical orb. This turns on the Wallacia orb. Okay. This actually reminds me of an important thing I need to fix. Back on the overworld. Okay. There we go. Alright. So, it is time to build the next Pepsi Void. So, the way it works, Gaia, is that in this game, the Pepsi portation is your fast travel service between towns. But in order to... Basically, the Pepsi grid broke. So in order to fix it, you have to go in, you have to find an orb through, like, a teleportation maze, bring it back to the starting point, and then you're able to access the fast travel grid. And that's how it functions. Okay. So we're going to have this go stretch out in 4 directions. Cool. And how do I want to do that from here? Okay, I have an idea. I think the gimmick in this one is going to be opposite directions. So if you teleport here, it'll take you to this platform. If you teleport here, it'll take you to this platform. There will actually be like a subtle logic to it. Okay, that goes 1, 2, and then 3. 1, 2, and then 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So this is gonna be like a fairly basic puzzle. Okay. So then over here, you have 1 here, 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 1 here. Just put those like that. Okay. So the orb is going to be right here. So you're actually able to see it without too much difficulty. And then the rule of the teleporters is opposite. So this one goes here, facing down. This one... Oh. I think it might help if I also change the name of this to the Wallacia Pepsi Void. Okay. So that goes opposite side. So that goes here, facing left. This goes here, facing right. And this goes here, facing up. Okay. So this one goes here, facing right. And this one goes here, facing left. This goes here, facing left. This one goes here, facing up. This one goes here, facing up. This one goes here, facing down. This one goes here, facing down. This one goes here, facing left. Okay, just 4 more platforms I have to set teleporters on. This one is on the right side, so it'll go here, facing down. And this one goes here, also facing down. Okay. So this one goes here, facing right. This one goes here, facing down. This one goes here, facing right. This one goes here, facing right. Okay, last platform. This one goes here, facing up. And this one goes here, facing right. Okay. Exit the Pepsi portation grid. So you'll go back to the Wallacia Pepsi shop, go here, facing left. And when you're done, Malter fixes it up. And this whole thing is already made to be modular. And this happens when you have the wall orb. Okay, I think I now have a fully functional Pepsi grid repair opportunity. So let's head to Wallacia. I love how smooth that is. God, that's so sweet. Ooh, 94. Good draw on your random number. Okay, good, good, good. So we head to the Pepsi grid, the Pepsi shop. Okay. That all works. Enter the Pepsi portation grid to attempt to repair it. Yes. Ah. It helps if the Pepsi shop can actually take you to where you're supposed to go. Yes, that would be very helpful. I feel like I need a line of text after you get these, because not everybody's always going to remember what this is about. If we take this to the exit, it can re-establish the connection to the Pepsi portation grid. Is the H cut off? No, the H is fine. Alright, good. That's fine. Let's also add that into the chill. And also add that into... Okay, Spire Town already works, but we need it added to Glarf as well. There we go. Okay. Alright, let's test the Pepsi portation system. And honestly, we really just need like a quick way to get there. So we're just gonna add a second character standing here for like just fast travel. Whoosh. Transfer. There we go. Yes, just take me to Wallacia. We need our debug travel. Whoops. There. Launched successfully. Let's go in. Okay. Into the grid. Alright, this is the correct location. So, a player will probably see the orb and try to transport to it. But instead, they transport to the opposite side. And that is how it will keep happening. It will keep transporting them further away from the side that they step on. So, either through some trial or error, or from figuring out, oh, hey, this is taking me opposite of where I need to go. Oh, I think I'm seeing a problem. Okay, I don't actually have anything. Oh, no. I don't actually have any teleporters that actually lead back to the central area. Let's fix that. Whoops. 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 Okay. That's easy enough to fix. That'll just teleport you here, facing up. This will teleport you here, facing down. This will teleport you here, facing left. And this will teleport you here, facing right. Okay, let's go. Like Sabrina's gym in Pokemon. Yes. I'm often inspired by gym puzzles in Pokemon games. Because almost anything that's ever been done in a 2D Pokemon game for a gym is possible in this engine. And, you know, like 8 per game, that is a lot of inspiration. Okay. But yeah, all of the Pepsi grids are all just teleport mazes. You just go in, you find a ball. Alright, just give me a second here and I should have this all fixed up. Alright, that should do it. This part of the Pepsi portation grid should be working again. Enter the Pepsi portation grid. And there we go. Wallacia has now been added to the Pepsi grid. So, along with the town of Chill, Spire Town, and Glarf. And we can teleport right back to Wallacia. Perfect. And exiting works just fine. Not bad. That is all working as it should. I do want to do one more bit of adjustment here. Okay. So I want to make sure that all of these areas where you can see the overlap from the top building, I want to make sure that all of those are on a higher layer, so that on the layer underneath, no, not that one. This one. There. Because it's going to make it invisible, like this top lip where you could see a little bit of grass coming through. That is now going to be prevented. Just looks a little cleaner. There we go. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that works. Okay. Honestly, I am completely satisfied with that. Um, all of that functions exactly the way I wanted it to. And we got our first interior in Wallacia done, well, aside from the terminal. We've now got fast travel to Wallacia constructed. I've got fixes to my tower climb minigame and my crafting system. Those I will work on like before the next stream. Those are literally just going to be doing this over and over for like 2 hours straight. And I will not be doing it at a pace slow enough where I'll be able to explain every step. So that would be terrible, terrible watch experience. But the next time that I stream, I should have the tower climb game working, even if it'll still be a little crudely working. The crafting system will have been completely redone. We will continue to work on Wallacia's interiors and exteriors. And we will also expand more on Elena. We know at least 2 skills that she's going to have. We have a basic idea of how her introduction is going to work. Come to think of it, yeah. Prayer. Her first ability is just going to be prayer. Hello, what the what? Welcome to the stream. We're going to be ending soon. One thing, why is Pepsi Mancer learning Monster Breath? I don't understand it. Oh! No, he was actually supposed to learn that. Oh, God. Its name was so weird. I thought this was like a bug, but I completely forgot that I made this. Spew energy drink onto an enemy, driving them into a rage and preventing them from using special abilities. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. I completely forgot that I added that. Alright. Honestly, I think we're pretty good. So, to end today's stream, I am actually going to start a fresh save a new one that I will be able to use for testing purposes. So, Gaia, you are in luck. You will get to see most of what has already been built. And also, this will be a clean save I can use from future testing. And pretty much everything that you see here today, everything I'm about to show, is already available if you want to play it yourself. I have this on itch.io, and for some insane reason, I have literally never put a link to that in the description for this series. Give me one quick moment to actually drop a link in the description. I also have another game on itch.io that I built that's already finished. Hold on. Try the game for yourself. Save. I don't know why I never put that there. Okay, literally, if you refresh the stream right now, you should see the description updated, including a link to the itch.io page if you want to give this a try yourself. The intention is and has always been for this to be a publicly available project. And even more messages from people. Okay. Alright, you see it? Perfect. Alright, then let's start the new game. It is time for you to leave on your journey to find your parents, Ryu. What do you mean you don't know what I'm talking about? Of course you weren't born here! You're a dragon! You never noticed? Well, that's okay. The people of this village owe you a lot, and we all care about you. That's why we want you to find your place in the world. Good luck, Ryu. Just know you can always come back to rest. You will always have a home here. Want to rest and recover your strength? Sure. I really wanted a game. This quick recovery was brought to you by Pepsi. This was the joke that started it all. Ever since I typed these words on the first stream, we have driven further and further into the Pepsi hole. We've driven so far into the Pepsi hole that I am now literally building Pepsi voids. Pepsi. It's practically a magical healing potion. It is a magical healing potion. Wait, that didn't... Huh. That's fine. Are you looking for your neighbor? I saw Thatcher over on the east side of town. The neighbor's house is locked. That eyesore of a tower to the east casts its shadow all the way to the forest. It's another peaceful day in Glarf. Here's the Pepsi shop. Sorry, but the Pepsi portation service is temporarily unavailable. We are currently investigating the cause. Sorry for any inconvenience. So, the Walter White gang is responsible for distributing Pepsis. So this is Balter Bite. I have not read the Pepsi logo lore. And yeah, Pepsi marketed as a tonic. They were all marketed as tonics. Also, our currency is bottle caps. Glarf Village. Plant-type monsters are all weak against fire. You can try it on the toadstools in the forest. Hello there. You sell some good basic stuff. Ryu's got his dragon bite. All the stats look the way they should. If you see my little Tibby out there, can you remind her to be home before sundown? The village of Glarf. Oh, Ryu, is that you? Where are you heading off to? You're leaving the village? But why? To find your family and your heritage? Wait, the mayor told you that you're a dragon? Huh, I never noticed. And there we go, plot hole resolved. I think I'll come with you. These old bones still want to see the world. And all the handsome men out there, too. Old Lady Thatcher has joined you on your adventure, okay? Thatcher with her firebolt. Nice, good stats. Now she can open her door. Oh, right, because that's technically a counter tile. Ah, that's fine. You found a traveling hood. Perfect. Shouldn't really be able to open it from that side, but it's not going to break anything. So, yeah. Welcome to the overworld. You may notice there's a giant weird shadow on it for some reason. We'll get to that. Welcome to the Glarf Forest. Doo-doo. Toxic toadstools. This was the closest I could get to a dragon sprite for combat. Good job, Thatcher. Do. Very good. Leather armor. Toxic toadstools, leaf wings. Dragon bite on leaf wing. Oh, damn, she took 69 damage. Nice. Very good. These encounter rates are feeling very high today. That's okay, though. No, I was just getting unlucky. I'm doing fine here. Toxic toadstool, leaf wings. Not bad. Firebolts. Ryu's level 3. Latcher's level 3. What was that? Ah! Someone is in trouble. It came from further south. Let's hurry. Nah, let's try to leave. We have to go help whoever was screaming. Okay, that works. Thought of another quirk for Elena. She'd be very eager to slay all monsters in the world, but doesn't notice Ryu is a monster. I think that'll overlap a bit with something we already have planned to do with Timmy. Timmy's dad is a dragon slayer who is raising Timmy to be the ultimate dragon slayer, but instead Timmy's eventually going to team up with us to take down her dad. You know, probably somewhere I'll get to designing that in, like, I don't know, 2028. Let's be honest. Okay, 200 bottle caps. That's good. One more chest over here. Let's just kill him. I do enjoy my tea. Oh my god, guys, hit the damn things. We're all fine. We're gonna get a full heal before we have to fight the boss. When I first started this project, I was a little concerned that it really wouldn't be particularly enjoyable to either do myself or for people to participate in. It was when we got to the first boss that I realized, oh no, this is gonna be great. First, we're gonna save, and this is our new save file. Well, I didn't know if the whole concept would work. Like, if people would be able to give enough ideas that it wouldn't just be me building a game on my own. And I didn't know if I'd be able to integrate people's ideas well enough for it to be interesting for them. But my concerns were alleviated once we got around to designing the first boss we're going to see shortly. Help, I'm stuck! The ground collapsed, but how can we get down there safely? Well, Ryu has an idea. That is so sweet looking. I love that effect. Help me! He's got a guns! Drink this, Ryu. I had some extra Pepsi. See, I knew that this project was going to be okay. When they had me build the first boss and decided it should be a gorilla with a lot of guns. Now, I don't know why one of this game's default assets is a gorilla with a lot of guns. But chat decided that this is what the first boss should be. So now there's a gorilla with a lot of guns. Guard command is working. Good. And the crazy thing is, I still have to design a whole side quest where we revive the gorilla with a lot of guns. We'll get to that. It's working pretty well. Oh my god, Ryu, you gotta hit your attacks, man. Alright, we have killed the gorilla with a lot of guns. And we found the blood letter. Timmy, are you alright? I want to go home. Don't worry, we'll get you home safe. The monkey got real mad when I tried to touch that thing. It looks pretty valuable. We should take it with us. We found a mysterious green gem. Thank you so much for rescuing my little Timmy. It was our pleasure, John. You were really, really strong. You have to be careful in the forest, sweetie. You aren't strong enough to fight everything yet. I know, Dad. I didn't expect the ground to fall. So, where are you heading to next? We'll be heading to Spire Town. Lots of cute guys there. You're the worst, Thatcher. A commonly repeated phrase across the world. Oh, I know. I should equip that weapon that the gorilla dropped. Yes, it is a weapon. You're fully healed. Good. You get the blood letter, a cruel knife used in occult rituals. good. Everything is functioning as intended so far. I do want to make a few notes for things to fix. Fixes. Exits in Glarf. Vines disappearing when climbing down into the pit. Okay. Back to the troubleshooting. We haven't even seen my favorite enemy in the forest. Ah, crap, we were surprised. This was so surprising. How was I supposed to know that I was going to be attacked by the thing that's in here? Like that Rick and Morty gag where fuck you and much obliged is bumped. Very good. Ryu's party was victorious. 30 XP received, 30 bottle caps found. Okay, I refuse to leave this forest until I see my favorite enemy here. So you'll have to excuse me as I run around until I find my favorite enemy here. Come on. There they are! The feral forest felines. I'm quite proud of that one. Later in the game, you give Thatcher a youth potion. Ooh! Oh, that's interesting. So, this is going to be a running gag I'm going to do, where I'm going to have alliteratively named feral forest feline, or feral felines. Alright, so there is still a huge shadow on the other side of the forest. And this is why there's a giant shadow. Because there's a giant freaking tower stretching up to God knows where. This is the pyramid. Fix pyramid entrance sign for later things. Youth potion for Thatcher. Yeah, I can definitely make the shadow thinner. Okay. Welcome to the Tricky Pyramid. Test your mind and body to earn amazing treasures. The gate won't open from this side. I don't want to make the tower thicker since it's just on the world map, but I can definitely make the shadow better. Probably need to toggle the talk sprite for every recurring Thatcher text box if we do a functioning youth potion. So what if it works and nothing visually changes? Oh. I can do that. I can definitely make sure that that's doable. I could just have Thatcher take a youth potion and... I don't know. We'll play with that idea. So here's the pyramid. You climb up the pyramid. And then at the top, you find a door. It's got some kind of combination lock. You'd have to be some kind of a Pepsi wizard to get through this door. Alright, so we can't do anything with the pyramid right now because we don't have the skills of a Pepsi wizard. Do-do-do. But we can go over here. The bottle cap mines. Can't you see I'm busy? Okay, good. We can't go that way yet. Spire Town. You! Did you come from the forest? Did you see my son in there? I don't think we saw anybody else as we left. I'm so worried. He was supposed to be back home hours ago. He's probably still playing with all his guns, so at least he's probably safe. But I'm still worried. Maybe I should check with the information center. Maybe one of the lookouts saw something. You don't think... Whoops. Oh no. What have we done? I do not have a direct Dublin Spire joke. But if I can ever convince RT Game to play it, I'll be sure to throw in just like a giant wall of text insulting the Spire. We might want to keep this quiet for now. Well, apparently we killed her son. It might be worth checking out the information center, though. They might know something about your parentage. Only authorized people may enter. Cannot allow just anyone to enter the sacred spire. Can't let you inside the spire. You should make sure you check the shops in new towns for any upgrades to your equipment. It can really make a difference. Excuse me, I'm trying to get this thing fixed. You have the whiff of magic around you, ma'am. Who, me? I only know a few simple tricks. Oh, no. You're a wizard, ma'am. I am certain of your potential. Really? I actually have a couple of magical scrolls on me. Would you be interested in buying one of them? What are you offering? I have a scroll of healing and a scroll of prayer of light. You can have one or the other for 100 bottle caps. So tell me about the spells. The healing spell will recover the health of a single ally by half of their maximum. The prayer of light spell will recover the health of everyone in your party by 1/5 of their maximum. Alright, chat, make the choice. Are we getting a stronger single target heal or a weaker party heal? We've seen playing the adventure game for the first time. Alright, we're getting Prayer of Light then. Purchase the Scroll of Prayer of Light. Thank you for your business here. Keep an eye out for others like me on your journey. We always have new spells to offer the budding magic users of the world. Cool. And we use this. Teaches Thatcher the spell Prayer of Light. So now Thatcher knows Prayer of Light. If you are looking to get stronger, you can try your luck at the pyramid to the west. Hello, sir. The spire is so big that the lookouts they have up there can see almost anything that happens on half the planet. They say nobody really knows how tall the spire actually is. Oh. Okay, you're supposed to be able to walk under it. So, another fix. Should be able to walk under the spire. What do you sell? Got some decent stuff. Magical amulet that wards off effects that deal damage over time. A sapphire rod. Sure, I'll take a sapphire rod. Which really boosts her magic. Okay. $200 bottle caps or night. Would you like to... Okay. Fix Spire Town in dialogue. And this is why it's always good from time to time to create like do a full playthrough of a whole game from the start, because there are always tons of little things that you miss. Okay. So we are fully recovered. Please excuse me, I'm busy right now. There is no greater place to live than in the shadow of the Great Spire. Just how high up does the spire really go? This is Coulter Kite. You want the good stuff, right? I only offer the very best. You have a bottle of Pepsi. And the Pepsi portation service is currently unavailable. I'm hoping to get chosen to serve as a watchman on the spire someday. Okay. So this is the Information Center. Welcome to the Information Center. We know almost everything. I'm trying to find out if cooties are real. Stop bothering me. This is important. Did I fill the forms out properly this time? Please don't distract me. Past here is the Archive of Lore. You can learn more about all of the places you have traveled to. Only employees may proceed past this point. Please, you have to know something. I'm so worried about my son. So this is going to be the Hall of Lore. Every time you access new locations, a new book appears here that you can read for flavor. This is about Glarf. Glarf is a small fishing village nestled between the forest and the lake west of Spire Town. This book is titled Glarf Forest. The forests to the west of Spire Town are the home of a race of sapient but feral catboys who spend their days hunting, stalking, or harassing both the local wildlife and those passing through. Spire Town. The great spire for which Spire Town is named is far older than the town of itself. Excavations reveal that numerous settlements have been built and raised in the area over thousands of years, yet none of the artifacts uncovered reveal anything about when the spire was built or how. It has stood stalwart since time immemorial. Nobody knows how high it reaches, despite hundreds of attempts to reach the top. If the spire has an apex, it is beyond the reach of modern technology or thaumaturgy. Lookout posts built onto the spire in more recent times make it okay. Fix Spire Town lore. Make it the perfect place to observe the happenings of the wider world. Recruitable Catboy. I can do that. That's actually a fantastic idea. New character, feral, friendly feline. That's how I'll keep playing the joke. Alright, so the basic idea is that there are watchtowers on the spire. The spire is so high that people up here can basically see anything that happens on like half the planet. So they use it to observe things, they record what they find, and they use those findings in the Information Center, so people can come here and find all sorts of stuff. Welcome to the Information Center. How may I help you? We are trying to find information about this young man's parentage. You mean the dragon? We can't really, help with that until you fill out the proper forms. They're over there on the table. Oh, alright. Oh boy, this might take a while. 2 hours later. Alright, we filled out the forms. Now can you help us? Let's see. Seeking observation, records regarding personal identity, parentage, associated details, blah blah blah. Yada yada yada, from date whatever to whenever, identifying information, blood type, organ donor check. This all seems to be in order. Sure took long enough. Very well. Please give me a few minutes while I look through our records. I was able to find a number of relevant lookout records. These are dated from about 16 years ago. Questline to unferalize the Catboy. I love it. Feral, friendly feline who have to unferalize through a quest to recruit. I love that. Date, October 18th, 462. Observer Thomas. A pair of dragons spotted in the northern mountains. Appears to be building a nest. Date, October 25th, 462. Observer Yaris. Dragon pair confirmed to be nesting. 2 eggs confirmed at this time. February 5th, 463. Thomas. Man spotted observing the nesting dragons. Equipment suggests a dragon slayer. February 12th, 463. Observer Thomas. Dragon slayer observed and engaged in hostilities with nesting dragons. Both dragons killed. Dragon slayer seen to be significantly wounded during battle. Left the area soon after. Date, February 13th, 463. Observer Yaris. Dragon nest scavenged by local wildlife. 1 egg destroyed. Date, February 14th, 463. Thomas. Remaining dragon egg hatched overnight. Hatchling health quickly declining. Yeah, our boy Ryu was born on Valentine's Day. February 15th. Man observed scavenging around dragon nesting site. Seen leaving with the hatchling. That appears to be the last relevant record in our archives. Okay, so Ryu's just found out that his parents are dead. Oh, Ryu. I'm sorry for your loss. Since this is the last recorded observation in the archives, it is possible that the nesting site has been undisturbed since. You may be able to find out something more if you go there. Then again, you might not. It has been a long time. Where was this dragon nest? According to the reports, it was pretty deep in the mountain range, near Howling Peaks. It would not be easy to get there. I agree, it's worth a try. The best way to get started would be to go through one of the old shafts in the mines. Some of them go quite deep into the mountains. Thank you so much. I'm glad that we could help. Best of luck to you. Alright, so we're gonna go track down Ryu's nest and, learn more about our dead parents. Sir, I am telling you that the deep caverns are too dangerous. I'm telling you I'll be fine. Letting you go alone would be as good as killing you myself. I'm trying to save your damn life, you fool. Blasted, I'm no weakling. I've got enough Pepsi running through my veins that I'm practically a god. Your delusions are not helping your cause. I don't know what you've been drinking, but you need to go sleep it off. Now. But I won't be going alone. These fine folks are coming with me. Shut up, just play along. I'll toss a few caps your way, so zip it. Fine, whatever. Get yourself killed. Won't even be worth doing the paperwork. Thanks, folks. Y'all are all right. Quite the looker, you are. Whoa, slow down there, Granny. I ain't had that much Pepsi. Worth a shot. What are y'all doing here? Don't look like diggers. We are making for the deeper areas of the mountains, looking for an old dragon's nest. Oh, are you now? Sounds lucrative. You know, I hear the deeper parts of these caves are pretty dangerous. We might be better off going together. Oh? You didn't seem too worried a moment ago. I just don't want anything bad to happen to such a pretty young lady, of course. You're not fooling anybody here, but you still might be right. I'm Thatcher, and this fine young dragon here's Ryu. The name's Malter. Malter Might, the Pepsi Man. Let's work our way north. That's where the old caverns are. Got a few bottles of the good stuff on me. You're welcome to those, too. Malter gave you 3 bottles of Pepsi Monster. Alright, so now we have our third character. Rest for a bit. Okay, that functions. Just remember, I tried to warn you. Save point functions. You found 5 bottle caps. Best stand clear. Walls are a bit iffy in this shaft. Found 5 bottle caps. Be careful. You'll find dangerous creatures if you go any further north. Nothing up that way anyway, except for an old exit leading to the mountains. So we go through here. And we fight a resilient egg. Thing is, though, so we learned dragon resilience. So we can boost our defense. But the egg don't take no damage. The egg is hatching. We're not even scratching it. Don't you worry none. My bottle cap ring can break through any defense. And these things ain't all that tough, really. Just a few caps will be enough to shatter them. So this enemy was made to be specifically indestructible. Unless you use the bottle cap rain. Spend your money to deal the same amount of damage to each enemy. So we're just going to throw like 5 bottle caps. How many bottle caps will you spend? You'll deal an equal amount of damage to each enemy. And boom, done. 40 XP, 20 bottle caps. Alright, so that was the Maltermite tutorial. Cool. Alright, let's go back and do the pyramid. Are any more treasures up here? Good quality caps, for sure. Not exactly the most lucrative of places, is it? Do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay, to the pyramid. Because now, we've got some kind of a Pepsi-mancer with us. Excellent. Interesting. An old-style bottle lock door. Haven't seen one of these in a long time, but it shouldn't be too hard to... There! It's so fancy and glowy. What is it? Legally required information posting. What? Yep. Date list inspected, date of last maintenance, disclaimer for visitors... By entering this room, you forfeit your rights to damages caused by injury, or blah blah blah. Pretty standard dungeon stuff, really. Yeah, pretty standard dungeon stuff, all above board. Where others have fallen before you, dare not stop beside them. Seek the deathless path to proceed. So what this means is that if you step in any spot adjacent to a skeleton, you get stabbed by spikes. So you have to find a way through that specifically avoids stepping on any spot adjacent to a skeleton. Okay, so there's no way through there. No way there. I'm doing a pretty shit job of this. There we go. Oh. Okay, spike stepper boots. So we're going to put those on Malter. Magical boots that increase speed and luck. Yeah, sure. And we can also get out this. 500 bottle caps, that's pretty good. Whoops. 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 I swear I'm good at my own game. Thatcher, if you wouldn't mind healing us, please. Thank you. So, now we are on the 2-floor maze. So, basically, there are areas where you fall down pits. And then you're going up and down stairs and up and down pits trying to find your way through the maze. So, there was treasure up here. We got some Pepsi Monster. Oh. Four bottles of Pepsi. Good. This all functions exactly the way I hoped it would. Okay, so that falls here, which leads you here, which falls down here, and then this leads out of the pyramid. And here we have a battle gauntlet. A series of increasingly challenging effects. So here is the Snake Charmer, who hits like a goddamn freight train. So first thing we'll do is use Enrichment. Increase the bottle caps earned from this battle, and increase the chance of enemies dropping items. Alright, let's go for the bites. Firebolts. We've got plenty of consumables. Oh, damn, she has a 1-to-1 absorb. Yeah, we got 7 bottles of Pepsi and 4 bottles of Pepsi Monster. Honestly, probably best to just do Malter's basic attacks. I made this dungeon... I made the battles in this dungeon relatively difficult. Mind control. Okay. So... Mind control, this is a debuff that I have used in almost everything I've ever built in RPG Maker for like 15 years. So, we are all familiar with confusion mechanics, where, you know, a character like attacks their own allies. And we're all familiar with stun mechanics, where like a character can't act for a turn. The mind control debuff is a 1-turn confusion. It is minimally disruptive to the flow of battle, and yet I have found it is a fantastic way of adding a little bit of spice and difficulty to fights. It's a really fantastic thing to just have, like, a 1-turn confusion effect. And it works so well every time I've used it that I genuinely don't know why there aren't, like, more RPGs out there, like real games, that do not use this kind of a debuff. I love it. And in later parts of the games I build, I have a group hitting version of it, but with a lower chance of affecting each person. And that is a beautifully disruptive effect. Yeah, it doesn't change the flow of battle, but it requires attention. It's not something you have to fix, but it's something you have to deal with. It's a really cool effect. I love my mind control effect. Jeez, this guy hits hard. Come on, Ryu. Alright, Snake Charmer's down. Alright, fight number 2. Let's drop one of those. Alright. So here it's against 2 scorpions. Alright, Ryu, do your thing. Malter, go ahead and use your enrichment. Malter has a crap load of stamina. And the point of it is that he can basically use it to just generate money at will. This guy actually hurts. These scorpions hurt like hell. And their poison is very annoying. Yeah, that was good for 100 XP. We found 2 bottles of Pepsi. Alright, next fight, even more difficult. It is 5 sand lizards. I think young Thatcher should look like Carmen Sandiego. I like that. I like that. Youth potion for Thatcher. Young Thatcher looks like Carmen Sandiego. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Alright, these guys are actually not all that tough. Let's just spread around a little bit of damage. Let's go for the enrichment. Okay, just get little bits of damage off on multiple targets. Alright, Malter, time for the bottle cap rain. Alright, we're going to throw 260 bottle caps. And I still got 100 back plus 150 XP. 2 bottles of Pepsi. Ryu is now level 5. Thatcher's level 5. I've actually wanted to play an old Carmen Sandiego game on this channel. That's actually one of the things on my to-do list. Just to see how good my knowledge of geography is. / was when the game was made over 20 years ago. Let's do just another bottle cap rain, honestly. 220. Perfect. So is there a way to grind inside here? No. These fights are one and done. Alright, and I believe this is the last fight on the dungeon gauntlet. It is a snake charmer and a scorpion and a sand lizard. This is genuinely a tough-ass fight. We're gonna go 200 damage to everything. We're going to have Ryu drop a Dragon Bite on the Scorpion. Okay. Now we're just down to the Snake Charmer. Thatcher can drop a Prayer of Light. And honestly, Malter's not going to be doing anything else. So let's drop Enrichment. And now we're going to go with the line goes up. Spend all of your current stamina and gain an equal amount of bottle caps. Malter has just earned the party 296 bottle caps. That's interesting. It did the animation after the earnings. That should be fixed. Change line goes up to do animation before rewarding caps. Yes, Malter is able to both generate ridiculous sums of money and also uses money for his primary, for like his biggest attack. So, I mean, let's be honest, one of the characters is a goddamn space marine. Balancing this game has not been my highest priority, but I have tried to make it okay. And now Malter learns like what's going to be like a basic low level skill to use and spam. Cap Flick. Alright, so that's it for that floor. And now we've made it to the treasure. So we find a magic scroll. We find a bottle of Dr. Pepper. A mysterious ancient tablet. You have unlocked a new game feature. Do you want to automatically win random battles you are over-leveled for? Yes, I will enable auto-win. You can change this option at any time by using the tablet auto-win key item in your inventory. And we're going to change Pyramid Tablet reward to say unique instead of key item. So yeah, over here we actually now have Tablet Auto-Win, and we can just toggle this whenever we want. So that's a cool thing. So we have a scroll for Pyramid's Curse. Teaches Thatcher the spell Pyramid's Curse. Damage and weaken an enemy. So the rewards for the Pyramid are huge. Thatcher now can deal dark elemental damage to an enemy and reduce the power of their attacks. And there is one more. Oh, I didn't even show it. Dr. Pepper. A mysterious non-cola based drink of some kind. Restores all health and stamina. Dr. Pepper are our elixirs. This strange, confusing substance which is not made of cola. You found some dragon scales. They are reacting to Ryu's presence. Ryu's scales and claws have grown stronger. So Ryu cannot actually equip anything. Like, you can't put stuff on him. Oh. Okay, his head slot is actually not sealed. Seal Ryu's head slot. But his scales and claws grow stronger. They get permanently buffed throughout the course of the game. So now he's got dragon scales and claws +1. And those were all the rewards in the pyramid. So let's go rest at the inn. And you guys think I should narrow the shadow of the spire. Cool. Alright, let's save and let's work our way through the mines now. Pyramid is an entirely optional dungeon, but has really, really good rewards. I walk into those mine carts on the track every single time. Are there any more chests this way? Yes. 5 bottle caps. 5 bottles of Pepsi. 5 bottle caps. 5 bottle caps. Alright, let's make it to the other end of the mines. Okay, it's a cavern crab and bottle cap mimics. We're probably going to be fine. So, this is Malter's new ability, Cap Flick. Flick a spare bottle cap at the enemy to deal non-elemental damage. So, it's not the strongest, but it is going to penetrate defenses, at least. So, it's okay. But now that we've cleared the pyramid, this whole thing is going to be easy. And Thatcher is not completely useless with her weapon either. The Bloodletter is pretty decent. It's just not on the level of Ryu's. When do you recruit Timmy? We're not actually sure yet. Also, wait. Did someone just learn something? No, okay, it was something someone dropped. I'm not sure when Timmy is going to recruit it. That's probably going to be closer to the end game. Let's explore this way. Cavern crabs. Oh, yeah, just kill him. So, Maltermite uses armor made of bottle caps. Bottle cap chainmail. And his weapon fires caps, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, the longer this project has gone on, the more loose we've gotten about how and why Pepsi and bottles and drinks fit into this world. It's all very strange. So I think I put 2 treasure chests in this dungeon. Okay, we got 4 bottle cap mimics. Malter, can you take care of that, please? 170. There we go. Ryu's level 6. Thatcher's level 6. Okay, no treasure over there. I didn't really want to just spend another 160 bottle caps there. Okay, there's the toxic bubbles. That works. What if a Fallout Power Armor guy sells bottle cap armor? Alright, we found a bottle of Pepsi Monster. That's pretty good. I don't think we can do Fallout Power Armor because we have a Warhammer Space Marine here. Okay, we found one of the eggs. So I will show what happens if you let the egg hatch. If you don't destroy the egg, and specifically Bottle Cap Rain is, I believe, the only thing that can do it, then eventually the egg hatches into a worm hatchling, which is actually quite strong, but not apocalyptic. Like, it's not just guaranteed going to wipe you, but it's going to hit you like a truck. Okay, that all functions. More crabs. Okay. Good. Turn timer enemies are a great way to artificially increase tension. I agree. Okay, here's the other chest. Oh my god, there's so many crabs. You've gotta cut this out, you damn crabs. Okay, another heal. Because we are getting close to the boss. I'm probably going to be ending the stream in about 20 minutes or so. After I clear the next dungeon and get through the next scenes. So I won't show everything we've built so far today, but I will show most of it. Well, actually not even most of it, but... I mean, there's only so much time I can give. Anyway, yeah, Maltermite has his cat mail stuff. A vest made from interlocking bottle caps, for some reason. A specialized head covering made from interlocked bottle caps, for some reason. A crossbow modified to fire bottle caps at dangerous velocity. Malter doesn't use shields. He has special bodies of Pepsi. A special bottle of Pepsi Reserve, circa 1965. But we just found Pepsi Topaz, a special bottle of orange-flavored Pepsi. He basically just gets stat sticks in his offhand. Look out, here comes trouble. And welcome to my boss music. Hello, Worm Queen. Now this guy hits like a train. Let's boost our defenses first. Thatcher, Pyramid's Curse. Dark elemental damage and reduces the power of their attacks. We're gonna debuff you. Alright, they took no damage, but they are cursed. We're gonna use Enrichment. So we're gonna double our rewards. Worm Queen violently shakes the ground. Okay. Good chunk. Let's go with the prayers. Malter, go with what you got. Oh, Ryu is being squeezed and has been paralyzed. Worm Queen attacks. Ryu is being squeezed. Oh, he's paralyzed and taking damage over time. It's been a few months since I designed this, so I actually don't remember all of it perfectly. Right, Ryu is no longer being squeezed. Let's go. Worm Queen attacks. Alright, the Worm Queen is no longer weakened, so we want to put the Pyramid's Curse on her again. The Worm Queen laid an egg. If you let her eggs hatch, you really, really are screwed. I would not be surprised if there is not a plugin that lets you do more than 4 per battle. But honestly, I'm happy with 4 per battle. 4 active characters in battle, although your party can have more and then you can just rearrange them in the menu. So since we have the egg active, we're going to make sure we damage it, and we're also going to do a lot of damage to the Worm Queen. Alright, Firebolt. Malter, do your thing. Okay, the Worm Queen laid a second egg. And Thatcher is being squeezed. Let's do this. Alright, we need more bottle cap rain. This time we're going to do a super cheap one to conserve bottle caps. And we had to spend a lot of money on this battle, so let's do the line goes up. And immediately earn 575 bottle caps. Alright, take out the Worm Queen. And there we go. I love how clean that boss battle turned out. Maltermite is now level 7. And now we are on the other side of the mountains. So here's a cabin. Ah, you folks look pretty cold. Care to take a rest? Yes, please. If you're heading further into the mountains, keep your eyes sharp and feet firm. It's pretty dangerous up there. Okay. Let's head into the mountains. Welcome to the Howling Peaks. You start by crossing a frozen lake. And here's our first opponents. Wolfpack Mutts. Ryu, just do some regular attacks. Thatcher, how good is your fire against these? Okay, good. So they're weak to fire, which I would have assumed that past me would have made them weak to fire. Okay. You looked inside the small hole, but didn't find anything. Okay. Here is a Wolfpack Man-Beast. Let's fight him a little stronger. Some of these guys can put out a lot of damage very quickly. Ryu is level 7. Thatcher is now level 7. So we've got a little cave in here with a bottle of Pepsi Monster. More Wolfpack Mutts. Honestly, okay, running works. Feel like you shouldn't be able to walk over that, but that's okay. I can fix that. Nah, it's fine walking over it. It's not gonna break anything. Okay, keep going. I'm not a big fan of the map design of this cave. This really doesn't look very good. Ah, okay, this looks like a tough fight. Still, we can always make sure we get more rewards out of it. Cap Flick! Damn, Ryu is just absolutely smashing those crits. Good job, Ryu. Good job. Yeah, that's an ugly-ass cave. Let's never speak of the ugly cave again. Wolfpack Pure Breed and Wolfpack Mutts. Okay. So yeah, everything up here is like wolf-themed. And I remember I designed it so that the Pure Breed is able to buff the other ones, making them stronger. Main gripe with turn-based RPGs is they need to be engaging. Yeah, it is a limitation of the medium, unfortunately. If I had the skill to design more complex games and make them good, I would love to. But I do not have the experience, the skills, or the necessary tools. So, there are holes on this mountain. It's like falling into the mud in Inside you there are 2 wolves. This furry con was very successful. I'm stealing that joke and sending it to my furry sister. So these work just like the snow pits or the swamp areas in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. You fall in, and then you just have to like wiggle the control a bit, and then you hop right out. I can definitely play this less conservatively. Screw it. Go for enrichment. Thatcher, you are really hurt. I would prefer if you were less hurt. Luckily, we have a bunch of Pepsi. Thatcher, do your thing. Okay. More Wolfpack Mutts. Screw it. I'm sick of this thing. You looked inside the small hole and you found a bottle of Pepsi. Wolfpack Man Beast. We can handle that. Just attack it down. Is there any particular reason for the red filter? It's supposed to be like sunset, mostly. It's supposed to have like the general vibes of like sunset in the snow. That's all I was really going for. So this one, you go into a cave, but you can't find what you're looking for. So that's the clue to go looking for a hole to throw into. Okay, this is going to be a harder fight. I really need these things dead. Coke should be a poison that you throw at enemies. That is brilliant. Okay. Malter might skill Coke Toss. Poisons enemies. Brilliant plan. So you go up here, you get a treasure, a scroll of Frostbite. Teaches Thatcher the spell Frostbite. Deals damage over time and slows the target. Inflicts an enemy with Frostburn, reducing their speed and inflicting ice damage each turn. So, I actually made 3 variations of the Frostbite debuff. A regular one, and then a much weaker one, and then a much stronger one. Because I can't actually apply an element to a damage over time effect. But, I can just have it so that enemies that are weak to ice can only be afflicted by the stronger debuff, while remaining immune to the weaker and the normal. And I can use bosses and make them immune to the stronger and the normal version, but susceptible to the weaker version. And then I just make it so that the frost, that spell applies all 3 debuffs at once. So every enemy just has to be immune to 2 of those debuffs. And then, you know, the correct amount of damage is dealt to them with the Frostbite effect. Okay. And a cave. Okay. So this is the boss room. So we're going to have Malter get us some money before we go in there. Alright, get him. And it's time for the line to go up. Maltermite shoots for the moon. Earned 654 bottle caps. Cool. Looks like I'm right on schedule to end the stream right around 1:30 too. Excellent. What's that smell? It's sulfur, sulfur, I think. A hot spring in a place like this? That is not even close to the right word. Okay, Malter dialogue when going to Peak Hot Spring. I mean, yeah, what? But I do end the streams eventually. Ah, much better. Anybody else hear that? Sounds like footsteps. Big ones. It's the Wendigo! Alright, first thing first, let's go for the enrichment. Activate Draconic Resilience. First priority, let's weaken his attacks. No damage, but he is cursed. I have got to fix that. Strengthen Pyramid's Curse. Alright, Malter. Go in for the hit. Ryu. I didn't want to hit guard. Thatcher, go for the Frostbite. Okay. No, this Wendigo absolutely did not skip leg day. Or arm day or ab day. He appears to be running... He appears to be running a 12-pack. Which I didn't even know was a thing you could do. Alright, just keep up the debuffs. Keep wailing on him. Ryu, go for it. Come on, Malter. No, Thatcher really needs the heal. Malter, you're up. Okay, he's no longer cursed. So we want to reapply the Pyramid's Curse. Those physical attacks are seriously dangerous. Okay, no longer Frostburned. Keep going. Thatcher, more Frostbite. Oh god! That was a lot of damage he just put out. Let's heal. Did I use enrichment? Yes, I did. Keep going. Come on, Thatcher. We need you. We need your spells. There we go. Wendigo down. $150 experience, 800 bottle caps. We also found a Diet Pepsi. Maltermite is now level 8. What is that? Looks like a magic staff. Don't mind if I do. A staff of Ice Storm. So, when Thatcher uses this, a powerful magic staff that lets the user cast the spell Ice Storm. Ice Storm costs 40 MP, and it deals heavy ice damage to up to 4 random enemies. It is very strong. Okay, we're all healed. Let's climb to the peak. Well, yeah, definitely looks like this could be what was once the nest of a dragon. Is this? It's definitely the bones of a dragon. Ryu, do you think this might be... What's with the silence? I think this is where Ryu was born. And those are the bones of... Are you alright, Ryu? I wondered if you were coming all the way up here. I had a feeling. Who are you? My name is Legolas. I mean you no harm. I'm also a scholar, I suppose. I've spent many a year learning of the creatures in these mountains, both the living and the dead. And what do you want? That dragon... You're rather young, aren't you? Ignorant, I think, in the potential of your kind. I could help you learn to unlock that power, if you wish. What do you want in return? You've already given me what I wanted. I have long desired access to this place, to study the bones here, but I was never strong enough to face that creature. And what do you know of dragon lore? Not much, but enough. You see that glowing stone by the skull, don't you? Touch it, and its power will become yours. Amongst the half-broken skull is a faintly glowing blue gem. Ryu reaches out and touches it with a claw. Ryu's scales and claws have grown stronger. See? Dragons can absorb bits of power from where other dragons have fallen. You should take that gem. There is more power it yet hides. I have played half of Legend of Dragoon. I haven't played Legend of Dragoon to the end, but I have played it. Ryu took the blue dragon gem. That thing looks familiar. Didn't we find another gem like that in the forest? Oh? You've seen this type of gem before, have you? You might even be capable of dragon shifting, then. Dragon whatin'? Dragon shifting. It's a little complicated, and this place isn't quite suited to a long talk. Why don't you come back to my place? You can rest up there, and I can explain everything. Alright, back in the cabin. And that's how it works. Did you catch all of that? Oh, well, that's alright. They say the best way to learn is by doing. Come, let us spar a bit. It's Legolas! Bonus dialogue if you clear the pyramid one. This is in reference specifically just to the gem, rather than to... No, I see what you're saying. I might. The time has come. Remember what I have taught you. Focus, and draw upon the power of the dragon gem. Ryu now has blue dragon powers. Ice Breath, Draconic Resilience, and Feeding. Bite an enemy to drain some stamina from them, may also inflict a weak poison. Ice Breath unleashes an icy breath to damage all enemies. You did it! You should now be able to freely shift between the powers of any dragon gems you have found. Right now you carry a blue and green dragon gem. Come, test your new powers. So we can dragon shift to green. Transform into green dragon form and grant other party members 50% resistance to physical damage. So dragon shifting alters what abilities you have, and also provides a powerful defense buff to the rest of your party. That blue dragon form resists ice-type attacks, or ice-type damage, while causing your own attacks to deal ice-type damage. Well then, it's a shame I swapped. And your green dragon form is much more resistant to physical attacks. So green dragon is basically the non-elemental, so it's got a dragon roar. Not bad. Whenever you shift forms, you will create a powerful burst of magic that will protect your allies. Get in here, you two! Go, Malter Might! Ah. Yeah, we'll be fine. Ah, screw it. I've got an extra monster. The way dragon spirits are made is by killing dragons. Then the final moments of the dragon's life, its soul crystallizes. In the later game, we see Lloyd, one of the villains, create the divine dragon spirit. Ah. Alright, Ryu, let's dragon shift back to blue. Transform into blue dragon form and grant other party members 50% resistance to ice damage. And there, they are now protected by draconic energy. Excellent. That is enough for now. Excellent. You learn quickly. You can also use the dragon gems outside of battle from the special section of your items menu if you want to change forms without using any stamina. If you want to continue growing more powerful, you should head toward the town of Chill, south of here. You can reach it by going through the southeastern exit of the mines. Thank you for all you've done. It has been a pleasure. So, yeah, we can just shift at will. Which is nice. And we're fully healed. Alright. And I think that's going to be it for today. There is an entire area, an entire town, a whole dungeon that is in the publicly available version of this game, which is out right now. There's a link to that in the description. Basically, all of that leads to big snowy area, leads to the town of Chill. Chill leads to Lava Dungeon. And what we've been designing today, all of Wallacia, is basically the stuff that we get to after we're done with the whole tundra. So we're going to be building stuff here in Wallacia, dealing with these islands, dealing with undead. One of the things on the to-do list was to narrow the shadow of the spire, which I can definitely do. Whoops. Okay, just, no, stop it. There. Okay. And there. Alright. That's already one thing fixed off the list. We have narrowed the shadow of the spire. Spire. Narrow the shadow of the spire. Perfect. Alright. So I'm going to get these things fixed. Before the next stream, I'm going to have the crafting system updated. I'm going to have the tower climb minigame at least partially functional. We will continue to work on Wallacia. We will continue to flesh out our new character, Elena, more, figure out exactly how she's joining the party and how we want to present that. And, yeah, there's still so much to be done. But I am so proud of how this project is proceeding. I really, really am. And, yeah, thank you all so much for getting to be a part of that. I closed the window again. Just wanted to make sure I touched on a couple of things. So my Henry Stickmin series, my daily video series, that's going to end tomorrow. After that, there's going to be a brief delay in the daily video series. I would say 1 week would be at the absolute longest. I just need a quick break where I am not actively trying to record and catch up on stuff. Plowing through JRPG after JRPG for the last several months has been exhausting, and it'll be nice to have a few days where I just don't have to worry about that. But it's going to be doing 3 streams next week. Another RPG Maker, an Arknight stream, and on Saturday next week I'll be doing my second stream of Tales of Symphonia, Dawn of the New World. That's going to be fantastic. The finale was posted already. Yes, but tomorrow is a bonus episode. Yeah, you can find my Discord. There's a link to my Discord in the description. There is the link to this game if you want to try it out for yourself. There's still plenty of stuff that hasn't been shown off yet. And thank you all so much for being here. Gaia, it was great to have you here. You've had a significant impact on the direction of the game, and I could not be happier. So thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I think I'm done. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. And now it is time to make the sound to summon the end cards. Wow, 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 wow.